What's going on, guys? TacTixHD here, finally bringing you the Toronto Maple Leafs Cup or Bust. I know the majority of you guys are Leafs fans. You've been waiting very patiently for this. Some of you, for over a year now since we last started Cup or Bust NHL 18. So hopefully I can do good by you guys and bring Toronto their first Stanley Cup here in over 50 years. Top players there: Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Freddie Anderson. Obviously, with the Leafs, the big thing is signing Mitch Marner after the first year. It's going to be tough, but I think we can get it done. And that is going to be my goal. I don't want to, trade Marner. I want to try and do this with Mitch Marner still on the team. Looking at the division here, you can see we're the second highest rated team behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, very good team. Should not only be a playoff team, we should be a cup contender. Again, the big thing for the Maple Leafs, they don't have a lot of cap space to work with, so we're going to have to try and pull some magic here and just kind of make it work. And as always, guys, we're using the most authentic settings, so game style there is full sim. Injuries, though, turned off just because they're so annoying to deal with. Period length 20 minutes, computer trades on, difficulty there is superstar, draft pick ownership authentic, salary cap on, trade difficulty as well set to hard. And on top of that, we have our own set of rules. So first one, we have unlimited free agent signings. Just that way, summer's a bit more fun, gives us more freedom. Max 5 trades per year, though. CPU offers are a bonus, just to keep it a bit more realistic. Cannot trade picks past 2021. That way, if we ruin the franchise, it's not for too long into the future. And lastly there, keep at least 3 picks per draft. Again, just to keep it realistic. Most teams, aside from the Columbus Blue Jackets, usually have at least 3 picks per draft, so we'll try and do that. And as always, guys, we have a list of created players. Just going to go through this quickly. If you want to see more in-depth stats as well as their potentials, I made a couple videos breaking down all these different players, so you can actually recreate them for yourself in your franchise mode. Again, we have a pretty big list here, a lot of draft prospects, and a lot of guys too, college players and whatnot. So just to make the franchise mode a bit more realistic. Also, guys, I have made one change to Kaapo Kakko with how well he played the World Championship. As you can see, he's now 82 overall. Still medium elite potential there out of the draft. So he'll actually be 1 overall higher than Jack Hughes, but Jack Hughes does have that high elite, so I think that's pretty fair. Kakko may be the better player now, but I do believe Hughes has the higher ceiling, so obviously wanted to reflect that. And on the line this episode, guys, we're unable to win a Stanley Cup in one of the first 3 years. I have to tweet out the fact that I am tired of rooting for an American hockey team. It's so much fun cheering for a Canadian team in the Raptors. I am now going to start supporting the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not sure how many people are going to believe it, but I am from Windsor, so maybe some people are going to buy it. Obviously, completely false. We'd rather not tweet it, so hopefully we can bring Toronto their first Stanley Cup in over 50 years. Alright, guys, so next I'm going to show you what the roster's looking like that we're starting with. Obviously, team stats there is champion. This team's stacked. Should, like I said, be able to make a cup run in this first year. So I already messed around a bit with the lines. This is what I think could be the best. We got Marleau, Matthews, and Marner there on the first line. So Marleau playing with his 2 sons. We got Nylander there with Tavares and Janssen on the second line. Kapanen, Kadri, Hyman, I think, is a very solid third line. And then we have Brown, Patan, and Ennis on the fourth line. Patan, I got to switch over to his center, as he does have decent faceoffs there, 77. And even though he's a 76, his stats are pretty good. He's got top 6 potential. I might leave him as fourth line center. I'm not sure if he'd grow more there or AHL. I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see. Top 6 D is also pretty solid. Riley usually grows a lot, elite potential. Usually, becomes a 90. Paired up there with Muzzin. Second pair is Zaitsev, Gardner, that's solid. And then Dermott and Ozzy Ganov on the bottom pair. Goalies, of course, Freddie Anderson's our starter, so we already got an elite goaltender in net. Hutchinson there backing him up, 80 overall, not too bad at all. Special teams didn't really play around with too much. Looking at it there, though, I mean, that's a pretty solid first power play unit. I find, a lot of times best lines works better, which for them they're putting 2 defensemen, so we'll try that. If we're not scoring enough, we'll switch it up. And then looking at the AHL team here, obviously, Marlies have pretty good AHL team. You can see a lot of solid young players. Hopefully, they grow a good amount, can start making that team, as we're probably going to lose some guys due to the salary cap. Hainsey I've got buried right now just because he's old, so it doesn't really help us having him up in the top 6, especially when he would just be tied for the 6th guy. I think he's got $3 million left, 1 more year, so we'll definitely be letting him go. Liljegren and Sandin, those are the 2 guys we need to see a lot of growth from. Again, they could make the team as early as next year. Sparks there's a starter, 75. Medium star potential, he's 25, so he's probably just going to be the AHL starter. 2, I noticed we have a couple contract spots open up. I was already taking a look at the free agency pool, and there's already a really good player available. I'm not sure why. Axel Anderson here, he was available last time too. I don't know why Boston's not keeping this guy, so I'll give him the max offer there. Hope for the best. Obviously, just if he doesn't make the team, really good trade value there with medium top 4. There's also some solid medium top 9s, but we're already at 48 of 50s, so can probably only sign 1. I think the 19-year-old's probably our best bet. Elvin's there, 650K for 1 year, might as well. Also, guys, as you can see on screen right now, we have 3 alternate captains, Tavares, Marleau, and Morgan Riley. I feel bad for Marlowe because he's a veteran, but he can still be a leader without the A. We're taking the A off of him, and we're giving the C to Matthews. I feel like it's going to happen soon enough, so make it happen right now. Matthews wearing the C. I feel like that's going to be a good look. Also, too, about to get into our first preseason game here. Curious to see kind of what our ratings are to start. They should be really good, like I've been saying. So, yeah, 95 offense, 93 D, 93 goaltending. Obviously, Tampa Bay is not using their actual lineup. And you can see Matthews right there rocking the C. So, still to see whether or not those two prospects agree to sign with us. Obviously, would be a huge help, especially the defenseman there. Elvin says yes, and Anderson says yes. So, there we go. A couple nice additions there, probably used in trade. Speaking of which, we'll see what's out there. Like, the team's already pretty good, but if there is something available, we have, like, what, almost 10 million cap space for this year. We just basically can't sign anyone or make a trade for anyone that has a contract longer than a year. You can see a lot of good players there, good amount of trade value. Draft picks, don't have a first-round pick, but I think we have all of our other picks, so that's good at least. And to start the season off, guys, I'm actually trying to make a huge trade with the Islanders for Anders Lee and Jordan Eberle. They would just make our team even better. Obviously, two solid top 6 forwards. Lee there, 84 overall, Eberle 83, both on pending deals, so I don't really have to worry about having them for next year. Dur Argentchev here, solid prospect, 18 years old, 62 overall, medium top 6. It was actually a third-round pick, 2018. Engvall's not too bad, 2270, low top 6. And then Krall there, I think was also 2018 pick in the 5th round, medium top 6. And then 2019 third, 2020 second. So they're getting a ton of picks here for two guys who might not sign with them. We'll see what the Islanders say. The value's on our side. And trades rejected. Value's a little bit too far off. Honestly, I'd just be good with one of them. Maybe we'll take off Eberle for now. Keep our 2nd round pick. That seems to be quite a lot. Keep Krall as well. Still seems to be quite a lot. Maybe Engvall. So that and a 3rd. Maybe that gets it done. Rejected. Okay, so maybe we'll add Engvall back on. See if they say yes. I think it's worth it. Anders Lee is very good. He's got an awesome shot in this game. I'll have to take a guy back. Definitely not be taking back Andrew Ladd or anybody, but I'll take back whoever's got like the least amount of value. Matt, okay, yeah, I'm not taking any of those Fritz there. He's pretty much crap. So here we go. Let's see what they say. Trades accepted. So I think that's an awesome trade, like I said. Anders Lee's an awesome player. So after that trade, guys, here's an update look at the roster. We actually have Lee on the first line now with Matthews and Marner, so hopefully they just tear it up. Nylander playing with Tavares and Marlowe on the 2nd. Even better 3rd line now, Janssen, Kadri, Kapanen. I've actually got Brown playing center on the 4th line. Didn't realize he's got pretty solid faceoffs there at 70. Decided to switch up the power play as well. Might as well go with like a forward on the back end. So the first unit there is basically our 5S players. Second one, pretty solid as well. Show you guys the update look at the AHL team. You can see we got more Bracco, Patan. I think could be a really good first line. Second line as well, Baptiste, Gauthier, Timashov. So pretty excited to see how this team does. Again, like they should be one of the better teams in the league. So we'll start the sim here and hope for the best. I wish you got to trade up here, guys, for the LA Kings. I want to give us Martinez for 2 seconds and Hainsey, but Martinez is locked up for 3 more years. Again, we really need all that cap space. So we're going to decline. Also, we just passed December. Pretty solid record there, 22, 13, and 4. So hopefully keep it up here heading towards the trade dedeadline. And we're now at the trade deadline here, guys, with a record of 34, 21, and 6. So playing really well. What is that, like 74 points? AHL team there also is doing really good. Let's see here where we are in the division. 3rd place. Boston's actually first, 79. Tampa there second with 76. Matthews is playing really well right now. He's almost point per game pace. Definitely, can't be too upset with that. So we can still make 4 more trades here at the deadline. I'm not sure if we're going to use all 4, but the option is there. Definitely wouldn't mind adding another player or 2 for this playoff run. And then even if we can shed some salary right now, like maybe try and get rid of Hainsey for a pick, something like that. We'll see what's out there. So since we have Hainsey buried, guys, trying to trade him right now the LA Kings for a 4th round pick. We'll see what they say. And trade's accepted, so there we go. We're going to re-sign him anyways. Didn't need him, so basically free 4th. And next year, guys, trying to make another big trade. This one's with the Buffalo Sabres for Jeff Skinner. He's on the block, obviously. Solid winger, 26 years old, 85 overall. He would just give us even more firepower, offering them Marlowe. So this is actually kind of a cap dump, 6.2. This year doesn't matter, but the next year, we definitely need that money. Axel Anderson, obviously, is a solid defenseman we signed, but if he gets us Skinner and gets rid of Marlowe's contract, I think it's worth it, plus the 2nd round pick. The value's actually been on our side. They have both those guys on the block. Basically, it's whether or not they are willing to take on the Marlowe contract for 1 year. Let's see what they say. And trades rejected. Yeah, they're not willing to take on Marlowe. So if we take him off, the trade still works, it looks like. Let's see what happens. Trade rejected, just a touch. Okay, let's add like a decent prospect. All right, guys, I'm going to try adding this Krall prospect. Defenseman, medium top 6. Also, I think we have 2 7th-round picks. We do. So we'll add our pick, assume or hope we win the cup. See, that's enough. And it is. So there we go. Just added Jeff Skinner. Again, we're going all in on this first year, so might as well just keep stacking up. And next year, guys, offering Connor Brown to the Colorado Avalanche for a 3rd-round pick. It's actually the Senders pick, so it's like almost a 2nd-rounder if they do finish at the bottom of the league. Connor Brown actually would be like our 13th forward now, and he actually has a $2 million contract for next year, so saves us a bit of money again. We don't need him right now, so might as well try and get a pick, help us out for next season. We'll see what the Avs say. Trade accepted, so there we go. The value actually was a little bit on their side, so kind of surprised. We can make one more trade if we want to. I'm not sure. I think we've done most of everything we need to, but you never know. And I am trying to make one more trade here, guys. The LA Kings offered them Emerson Edom, who we actually just got, so we're going to try and flip him here to the Kings. Justin Holl, Marchment, Lindgren are all lucked up kind of long term. They don't have the greatest potential, so would rather just move on from that contract. 4th and a 5th. They don't have a 3rd. 2nd's like too much, so we'll see what they say. The value's on our side. And trades rejected. How about just the 4th-round pick? Trades accepted. So there we go. Sorry. We don't have, I think, a 1st or a 2nd this year, but we do have a 3rd, 4 4ths, a 5th, and a 7th. So hopefully we can get lucky and find a diamond in the rough. So up to the trade deadline, guys. Here's an update look at the roster. I've actually got Nylander playing on the 1st line now. He's gone up to an 86 overall. Roll there's 1st line forward. Hasn't even been playing that well, so hopefully put him on the 1st line and kind of jumpstart him. Also, too, like, he's already locked up long term, so might as well try and, grow his rating. Playing him there with Matthews and Marner, so just, the 3 young kids. Hopefully they tear it up. Lee, Tavares, and Skinner, I think, is a very solid 2nd line. Janssen, Kadri, Kapanen on the 3rd still. And then 4th here we have Hyman, Marlowe, and Ennis. Marlowe actually has very good faceoffs as well, didn't realize. 75 there, so would rather him be in the top 6, at least top 9, but hopefully we can trade him after this season because we do need that cap space. Defense obviously hasn't changed. Special teams there. I think the 1st one's the same. 2nd one just now has Skinner. Again, tons of firepower on this team. Hopefully can win that Stanley Cup. And we just got one last trade off here, guys, from the LA Kings. Want to give us Jeff Carter for a 1st-round pick and a 4th. Obviously saying no. $5.2 million for 4 more years. Plus his rating's gone down. Makes absolutely no sense. And we're now at the end of the season here, guys, with a record of 52, 24, and 6. So we killed it. I think that's 110 points. And we finished on a crazy win streak. How many wins is that? So 4, 7, 10, 12 game win streak to end the season there. A 10-1 win against Nashville. We had a big 7-1 win there against the Islanders. Shutout win, a win against Tampa. 12 game win streak to end the season. Can never be too upset with that. AHL team also did really well, 42, 27, and 4. So we'll see. I think we have a chance actually to win the Atlantic, and we did. So there we go. Usually it's Tampa, if not Tampa, Boston. We win it this year, which is awesome. 3 points there ahead of Boston. Tampa Bay, 98. So kind of not their best year. They usually have 100. Matthews had almost a point per game still, 77, 82. So can't be too upset with that. Curious to see how everyone else did. Kind of Marner, Nylander's stats. Marner the exact same there, just less goals and more assists. Tavares 64, very solid for a 2nd line center, although obviously he's getting tons of power play time. Kadri 62 as a 3rd line center. That's actually kind of insane. He had 17 minutes of ice time. I think that's because he's on the 2nd power play unit, as well as he's on the PKs, so I guess he's just getting out there all the time. Riley 60 is really good. Again, I think he could get to a 90 for sure. Skinner had almost 60. Janssen 52. Okay, so what is he? Still an 81. He's definitely going to be jumping to 83, 84, so not only do we have to sign Marner, we have to sign him, and I think Kapanen as well, the new contracts. Lee 52, Nylander at 47. So I think definitely playing 1st line helped him out because he only had about 25 or so at that time, which means, yeah, he averaged like a point per game once he was on the 1st line. Kapanen 46, so yeah, he's going to grow as well. Our team is scoring at will. I wonder if we're the top scoring team because looking at all these guys' points, I don't think we're going to have the highest scoring player in the league or anything, but our team might have been the highest scoring. Anderson's record there, 43-21, 10 shutouts. Save percentage could be a bit better, .916. Goals against 2.38, though, isn't too bad. Hutchinson, I think, did fine there for backup. AHL, I don't think we really had any big-name players. Yeah, Baptiste, 54, Batan, 44. Batan went up in rating. I don't know how he didn't do better than 44 points, but what are you going to do? So we'll check now. See who led the league in scoring, and it's Phil Kessel, actually. Pretty fitting. Former Maple Leaf there, 2-time Stanley Cup champ. Right behind him's Crosby, McKinnon, Taylor Hall, Sagan. So kind of you got Kessel, Crosby, teammates. Crosby, McKinnon, Cole Harbor. Then you got Hull, McKinnon were like MVP candidates same year. Hull and Sagan, both 2010 first and second overall. I don't know, every player there was kind of linked up. Kucherov, Ovechkin, Russians, Kane, McDavid, all three of these guys first overall. I don't know, I'm just seeing like all these links, but decent scoring year, like a lot of guys at least around a point per game, so that's good to see. So we'll actually see now if we won the President's Trophy. We got the conference. Let's see now about that President's Trophy. And we did win it. There we go. Boston was actually second in the entire league. So there you go. The two best teams. Same division. Calgary, Chicago, Washington, St. Louis all had 100-plus points. Let's look through and see all the playoff teams. So there's going to be somebody here squeaking in. Anaheim at 20th. Wow. So Pacific Division was just not very good. That's kind of nuts. And let's see, last in the entire league is the Detroit Red Wings, 69 points. Nice. Hopefully in this, they will win Jack Hughes. So I actually wanted to check, like I was saying, and see if we led the entire league in goals for, because like our scoring from committee, like our top 9 forwards or whatever was insane. So 265 goals for, it's at the top of this list. As you can see there, we did lead in goals for. Next closest was Calgary, 10 behind us. And yeah, so goals for per game also had the highest. I mean, we added Anders Lee and Jeff Skinner to an already stacked offense, so I guess you should expect that. So I'm not sure who we're going to play here. We'll find out, look at their team, and let's get started with the sim. So the first round, guys, we're actually up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Hopefully, they don't sweep another President's Trophy winner here. Panarin, Dubois, Atkinson's their first line. Foligno, Duchesne, Dzingel, Borkstrand, Wenberg, Anderson, Milano, Dubinsky, Jenner. So they haven't made any changes to the forwards aside from like how they had the lineup. Defense, yeah, also looks to be the exact same. Goalies, Bob starting, Korpisalo backing him up. Surprised Kincaid's not backing him up. Maybe they traded him because you don't really need him and Korpisalo. But we'll get started here with the playoff sim. Again, I'm hoping, Columbus doesn't pull off a miracle again. We'll just sim all the way through the first round here. Please, Toronto, get this done. So we win the first game. There we go. Second game, OT win, 1-0. This is a close game. It's another 1-0 win and a 5-2 win. So we actually sweep the Blue Jackets. Anderson had back-to-back shutouts after only allowing 1 goal. I mean, he allowed 3 goals there in 4 games, so Anderson played insane. We'll see who we play here in the second round. AHL team looks like just got swept by the Senators AHL team in the first round, but that's okay. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, so going to have a tough second-round matchup for sure. So right here, guys, look at the Lightning's lines. Palat, Stamkos, Kucherov's with the Rocket on the first. Miller, Point, Gord, Killorn, Johnson, Ernie, Callahan, Paquette, Cirelli. I don't know why they have Ernie on the third line over Cirelli. Defense looks to be the same. I mean, Tampa's stacked. They really don't need to make any trades. I thought maybe they might have made one for a backup goalie because Dominguez only has 78, but they did not. Looks like they're just rocking what they have, which, again, they have a very good team. No reason to make any changes. Like, we didn't even have to, but obviously want to give us even a better chance here. So, second round versus the Bolts. I saw they actually went to 7 in their first round. We win the first, lose the second OT, lose the third. I have no idea what's happening because of the month. Okay, we're going to Game 7, I think, and we win Game 7 2-1. I wish that wouldn't happen, but I guess it kind of creates a bit more drama. So what happened here? Won the first, lost the second OT, 1-0. Lost the third, came back, won the fourth. Won the fifth, lost the sixth, again 1-0. So Anderson's keeping us in there. And then won the seventh 2-1. So for having like the highest scoring team, we've had some really low scoring close games. Washington here is 8-4, so they've actually played one more game than us. We'll go take a look at their lines. I'm pretty sure like they probably haven't made any changes either. Their team's pretty close to salary cap. I did notice there Tavares leading the team in points around the playoffs, 8-11. So we'll see what the Capitals look like here. Yeah, top 6, no changes. I mean, actually, I don't see any new faces here at all in the forwards. Defense there looks to be the exact same. Goalies, yeah, so they haven't even made a single change. Even the backup, Copley is a 76. Lutton's available as a free agent. He's a 78. I believe Copley is the lowest rated backup. Not counting Sparks, because you can just call up Hutchinson, who's an 80. So, surprised Washington doesn't even make a move for a backup goalie, but whatever. They're in the conference finals, so can't really blame them here. And since it's worked for us so far, guys, I'm just going to sim through this. If we happen to make the Stanley Cup final, we'll then sim, period by period. We're just going to sim this here and hope for the best. So, 1-1 after 2. We're just going to continue there. Come on. No, 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 no. Are you kidding me? So, I was hoping we could have got revenge there. Maple Leafs lost to Washington in the first round. And unfortunately here, lose them in 5 in the Eastern Conference final. And we went all out this year. Like, we're not bringing back Skinner or Lee. So, we had to do it. We got close, unfortunately. Didn't happen for us. And check this out, guys. Draft lottery results are in. Detroit's picking first. They're going to get Jack Hughes. I love to see that. Edmonton's getting second there, so they'll get Capo Caco. Him with McDavid, maybe Drysdale on the first line. That's deadly. Buffalo third. Cardo there, still picking fourth. So again, cannot win the lottery with Ottawa's pick. And Buffalo's actually picking sixth via the Sharks, so that's kind of crazy. The Sharks did not make the playoffs. Draft, you guys know the 2019 draft by now. So we're just going to get to it here. Franzen is a scout. Might have to go pick him up. But first, going to show you guys all the awards. As you can see here, we did lose the eventual Stanley Cup winners in the Washington Capitals. So they won back-to-back years. Tavares had 11.16 games. You would have hoped for someone to have closer to a point per game in the playoffs, but that's all right. We'll take a look at the playoff tree here, see who the Capitals played in the final. They actually played the Ducks. So the Ducks, what were they, 20th in the league, just squeaking the playoffs. They went 7 there with the Vegas Golden Knights and the Wild, swept the Stars, lose the Capitals in 5 just like us. Capitals beat the Flyers in 5, Penguins in 7, always a good series, of course. Us in 5, and then the Ducks in 5. So it was kind of cool to see. Awards here. Obviously, we know the Stanley Cup winner, President's Trophy winner, Clarence Campbell. I was hoping we could have at least won the Prince of Wales. Player awards, Kessel there, the Art Ross, and the Hart. Subban gets the James Norris. Kessel also got Lady Byng. Peterson there with the Calder. Ovechkin got the Conn Smythe. Ranta actually with the Vezina. Good for him. Binnington, William M. Jennings. That's cool to see. CC there with the Bill Masterson. Koivu got the Selke. That's kind of new. Kessel also got Ted Lindsay. Like, he tore it up this year. Ovechkin there, Maurice Richard. Forgot to check goals, actually, so glad it showed that. AHL, we know we got, bounced in the first round there, which sucks. And we did not win our division. Player awards, Lettieri there, most points. Kind of surprising. Also MVP. Boucher, most goals. Tolvanen, outstanding rookie. Murphy, best defenseman. Forsberg, best goalie. Comrie, though, MVP of the playoffs. Garland there, sportsmanship. Helgensen got community involvement. And then Forsberg also had the lowest goals against. So no awards there at all for NHL or AHL team. But maybe the second year will be our year again. Not a lot of cap space. We went all out there. A lot of guys are going to lose, like I said. But hopefully I can bring back Marner, the core of this team, and make another run at it. And we're at the draft now, guys. Like I showed you earlier, I don't have a first or second round pick. But I'm going to view the draft class here and see if there are any diamonds we can potentially get later. Or not diamonds, sorry, gem. I'm thinking like diamonds in the rough. So let's see. Gems. Haas here. Medium top 4. 70. He's probably going to be gone by the time we pick. Maybe not, though. And then potential-wise, it's going to show, like, low franchise 50-50, 179. That's not bad at all. And then medium elites, anyone ranked kind of low. Guskov, I know, is not medium elite. I think he's medium top 6. So any medium elites. Yeah, no guaranteed medium elites then. So we're going to have to get lucky in this draft is what I'm seeing. This guy will be not too bad. He is low elite, but yeah, it looks like we're going to have to take some risks. So our first pick here, guys, is the third pick in the third round. 65 overall. Our gem is available, actually. It has medium top 4. I think that's a really good third round pick, so we'll make it there. 57 out of the draft. It's not that great, but oh well. Also, guys, too, before I forget, I wanted to show you how the first round worked out. So Hughes did go first. Kako did go second. Made up guy third. 78 out of the draft, medium elite. I hate when those guys are in 2019. Like Kolosov here, 82 medium elite, as good as Capo Kako. Like, I don't like the made up guys in the first couple of years. But Cole's in there, goes 5th, Cousins 6th. So yeah, it makes all these guys go even later. So it's good for these teams drafting late. Like Dorset's a made-up guy, 12. They get an 81 medium elite. Are you kidding me? Should have made a trade. Byram at 14. Then you get to all the medium top 6. Or actually Broberg there at 17. So kind of crazy. And look at this, guys. Carolina also got Spencer Knight there at the 9th pick in the second round. So they made out really well. They got 2 medium elites. And they really weren't picking that high ever. We could have traded back into the second round to take Spencer Knight, but it's whatever. I actually kind of forgot about it, so that's my fault. So next year, not a lot to go off of by the looks of it. Checking potential. Like this low franchise, we could still have a lot of time before we have to take him. These medium elites all have faces, so I know that they're not real. Or not, sorry, they're real players. I know they're not medium elites. Low top 6 guaranteed. That guy could be medium top 6. Finneganov. Maybe he's good as Maxim. And medium top 9. That's not terrible for a 4th rounder. And look at this, guys. Vegas just took a medium elite guy. Kennan's 51 overall grinder. I wonder how he would turn out. Usually grinders are not medium elite. That's kind of a weird player type. So you got low top 9, low top 6. Medium top 6 guaranteed. That's not too bad, to be honest. There's actually a couple there. I think we have like, what, 4 fourth-round picks. Maybe we'll take that just because it is kind of a safer pick. We have so many. Definitely going to try and take that low franchise guy. Probably our last 4th round. Or actually, probably take him with like a 5th rounder. Let's see. Is the other medium top 6 here? He is. Barkland will do that. 55 overall, not too bad. And then last one here in the 4th round. I see a fringe starter goalie just went. So there's still some stuff available. Like the low top 9, the low top 6. Pretty much not worth it. I think I'm going to take a chance on this Alexandrov guy. 50-50, medium top 6. And he's a medium top 9, so it could be worse. And next pick here, guys, pick number 29 in the 5th round. We're at number 153. I'm hoping our low franchise dude's still there. I think he's projected like 190. And he is still there. He's projected 183, so it's going to be close. Medvinov, please be good. Low elite. Alright, so for the late 5th round, that's not bad at all. He is 49 overall, definitely a project, but still not too bad. 6th round pick here. I feel like we've gotten like some decent trade pieces. Really nothing more than that so far in this draft, but that's okay. Like in terms of like who's supposed to go next, it's all AHL guys. Guaranteed fringe starter. That's probably the best value we're going to get here in the 6th round. 51 overall, not that great. What are you going to do? And then that is actually our final pick. So like I said, nothing too crazy, but I feel like we got some decent players. And here we go, guys. It's now the time a bunch you've been waiting for. We're at the re-sign phase. We only have $8.7 million in cap space. I thought we'd have more than that after trading away Connor Brown, Hainsey. Guess it doesn't matter. So Marner does want to come back. RFA, he's a 90 overall, so he's actually gone up by 1. He wants $9 million. We have 8.7. So we actually might be able to pull this off here. I'm going to offer him 8.5 for 6 years. I'm not going to worry about anybody else. Once we get Marner, I'll then do qualifying offers, all that stuff. We just want to make sure we get Marner back. You don't want to lose the best player. And Marner rejects. Okay, so I'm thinking probably like an extra 100K. Like usually 85% and you're good. And offered him about 90% of what he's asking for. So we'll try 8.7 there. That's how much Crosby made his first contract. So I feel like I could maybe use that in negotiating. And Marner does accept. So there we go. We got him locked up. Long-term, $8.7 million. I'm happy with that. And as you guys can see at the bottom there, after signing Marner, we have under $1 million in cap space. So we can't sign Jeff Skinner, who's actually gone up to an 86. Nor does he want to come back, so we'll just release him there. Anders Lee, can't sign, doesn't want to come back. Again, those guys were just high-profile rentals. Gardner does want to come back, but we do not have the money. Janssen, we're just going to have to qualify. Actually, let's go, before I do this, let's take a look at Marlowe here. What is he? Oh, he's a center, right. We made him to a center. 81 overall, so which isn't too bad. 6.2 million. It's going to be tough to trade him because 6.2 is a lot for an 81, especially at his age. Buyout cost us $2 million this year and next. The cap does go up, so we save 4.2 this year. I think the buyout is the move. I feel bad because, you know, Marlowe is like the dad of the team, but we got to buy him out. So there we go. We have some money now to work with. Let's see. We're going to go position by position. I think our centers are all locked up. I guess we do need a 4th line center, but probably just move someone from the wing. Also, Matthews went up to a 91. Cotter's up to an 85. Janssen, we're just going to qualify for now. See how much he does want, though. 4.2. 1 year's 3. Okay. And then Kapanen, what does he want? 2.2. Okay, so Kapanen we could probably get for like $2 million. And then Janssen will offer 1 year, like $3 million or something. Hopefully they both say yes. I think we'll have about that much money for both of them. I'm going to do 2.85 there for Janssen. This dude, 23.68. I'm going to let him go. I think Ennis wants to come back. Does he want to come back for like nothing? He's asking for $2 million for 79. Unfortunately, it's not worth it. Plus, we have Batan coming up, so we're good there. The rest of the guys are AHL. Defense is looking rough. So Riley's up to 89. We have Muzzin, so our top pair is still there. Gardner we can't afford. Zaitsev's coming back. Dermott. Ozzy a UFA. Wants to come back. Wants 1.5 million. Fortunately, we can't afford that. And we can't qualify him, so we're just going to have to release him. Same goes for Gardner. We're going to have to just kind of put this defense together. I'm thinking maybe trade Zaitsev. Hopefully Sandin and Lodrigan grow a ton. Same with Borgman. We're definitely giving you a tough spot. Hutchinson here does not want to come back. He's an 80. Wants 1.1 or 1 million, so we'll have to release him as well. Try and find some deals out there, but it's going to be tough. Alright guys, this is awesome. Captain actually accepted our offer, so got him locked up. Same with Janssen. So I didn't think we'd have enough money to sign the two of them, or I knew it'd be close. I think they're both 1-year deals. Janssen 2.8, Kapanen like 1.9 or 2 million. So the fact we're able to bring back both of them as well as Marner is awesome. Usually not only Marner, but one of those two is available in free agency as an RFA. And then the AHL guys, obviously, we can all bring back. So we actually somehow got everyone signed. We lost all of our pending UFAs. Like we lost Skinner and Lee, obviously, Gardner. Had to buy out Marlowe. Cap space there is back down to 800K, but core of this team remains, what the goal was. So I'm happy with that. And we're not the free agency period here, guys, so we'll see what's out there, although we're not going to be able to sign anybody, just out of curiosity. Tampa can't sign Braden Point. Erik Karlsson's actually available. Usually it's Pavelski, not Karlsson, but I think in real life it'll definitely be Karlsson. William Karlsson's there too. Vegas has tons of cap issues. That's going to be pretty fun to deal with when we do the Vegas cover bus. Skinner and Lee are both there. Trouba as well. Nyquist, Eberle, Johansson, Thornton. So lots of good players. Unfortunately, we just don't have the money for them. Goalies, who's the top goalie? Bobrovsky, Columbus did not sign him. Only wants 5.7. That's very, I think, fair for 90 overall. Lehner went up to an 87, wants 5.2. Eric Comrie there, 83 overall. Maybe you could steal him, make a trade with Winnipeg to be our backup. Malcolm Subban's there as well, so could potentially steal him from Vegas. I think it'd be honestly better to make a trade because we don't have the money, and I just hope no team makes a qualifying offer. So we'll actually check right now as well, just look at the potentials because we do have like, a lot of contract spots, just not a lot of money. Brassois there is also an RFA, so I thought he'd be a UFA, but Winnipeg, I guess, is just kind of in tough there. And I was just about to make an offer on a bunch of these two-way guys with decent potential. Then I realized we can only offer $815,000, which means we might get outbid by a bunch of teams offering $900K plus. So I'm going to go make a trade right now to clear some cap space, not only to do this, but also sign our backup goalie and sign a defenseman. So it's probably going to be Zaitsev that gets traded. Hopefully somebody takes him. So right now, guys, trying to trade Zaitsev to the Ottawa Senators along with Latvala, prospect defenseman there, top 6D. Something I'm picking 2020 for DeMello. Our defense obviously is pretty depleted, so just trying to bring in bodies. 2679, medium top 6. Lajoie's not bad, 2178, medium top 6. Neither have that much value. Surprisingly, I guess it's because they're only high 70s. Second round pick as well, that's Dallas in 2020. The value's on our side. We'll see what they say. Trades accepted, so there we go. Wasn't sure if that'd go through. Clears up some cap space for us. Brought in some bodies on defense, which like I said, we really needed. Still actually probably need a couple forwards still, so I'm going to go and sign all those two-way guys. Worry about that first. Now, do have $4 million now. We'll get our backup goalie. Probably trade for him. See what else. And right here, guys, are all the two-way players I made offers on. There's, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys there. 2 defensemen and the rest of the forwards there. Medium top 9. Also looking at two-way players, I noticed Yurko is available. 77. He is 26, so 1 year left to grow. I feel like he could maybe, if he grows to a 78, make our team. He's definitely, like, an emergency option. Again, we are kind of just looking for value players here. We don't have a lot of options available to us. So I'm probably going to trade for either Comrie or Subban for the backup goalie, who's ever basically the easiest to trade for. Now, we do still need a couple more forwards, assuming none of the AHL guys are good enough to make the team. Looking here again, just for some value plays. I also see that Ernie's available here as an RFA, so we'll see if we can steal him from Tampa. Wants 1.6 for 3 years, 1.4 for 1, so let's do 1.225 for 1, no picks, see what he says. If he just says no, maybe we could give up a third for him. Also, Peterson here, kind of surprisingly, dropped in rating to a 79. 2.2 million, that might be worth, like, if we get him cheap, maybe he bounces back, because he does have good potential. 1.475 for 1 year. Let's offer 1.225 on him as well, even though we don't really need a defenseman. I feel like that's just too good to pass up on. And actually, guys, I'm going to make one more offer here. Oscar Lindberg. I feel like the one thing they don't have is a fourth-line center. 79 overall, 27. He can't grow, but 77 face-offs, decent defensive stats, pretty good speed. 1.5 million there. We'll give him like a 1 year deal. If he says yes, one year, 1.5, we'll take him. If not, find somebody else. And Howell here accepted our offer. Same with Gallant. Nasson, we actually offered him like 800K, so wasn't sure we'd get him. Salen almost always rejects. He accepts, though. There we go. Maybe because, you know, he sees tons of like options in defense. Lindbergh accepts our offer, so there we go. We have our fourth line center. Pearson rejected. Didn't give him a big enough contract. Ernie, though, also rejected. My bad. So if we wait, maybe we can get those guys. Yurko accepts. We'll see about the backup goalie right now as well. So right here, guys, offering Vegas a second round pick in 2020 along with Barklin, medium top 6 potential for Malcolm Subban. kind of a lot for a goalie, but he's 25 years old, 82 overall, so he'll be perfect backup for the next 2 years. And if we can get him, at a good price, I think it's even better. We'll see what they say. Trade accepted. I mean, they didn't have enough money for him, so I feel like they had to say yes. Also, guys, looking at free agency, I noticed Derek Brassard's still here. Him and Zuccarello are actually pretty affordable, but Zook wants 5 years. At 1 year, it's like way out of our price range. We have 3.3, and at 1 year, yeah, it's 5 million. Brassard, though, we could get, I think, for 1 year, 3.3. So let's offer him 3 years here at 1 year. He'd be a good, like, top 9 forward for us. At that point, we should have, like, an okay fourth line. Defense is pretty patchwork. Like, it's a lot of high 70s. We definitely need, like, Sandin and Liljegren to get big boost over the summer. But hopefully, it works out for us. So we'll see what Brassard says here. I feel like he'd be a decent player for us to bring in. And Brassard did accept our offer, so there we go. He's not too old, only a 1-year deal. I think he helps the offense out, just kind of moves some low-rated guys down to that fourth line. So at this point, we're pretty much good. We'll send the end of the summer. Hopefully, no one makes an offer on Subban and get him pretty cheap. And then, again, the defense is pretty much the only worry. The third year, I think it'll be okay because everyone will have time to grow. But this year, it might be a bit rough. All right, guys, we're out there this summer here. We have just over $1 million in cap space. Going to see what Malcolm Subban wants. And he wants just over $1 million. So, worked out pretty perfect. That's for 1 year. So, I guess we're just going to have to do 1 year, which is fine. The cap goes up, so hopefully it can do similar stuff next season. And we also start the second season. Team stats there is still champion. But like I said, the defense is worrying me a little bit. So, forwards here, I think, are still stacked. Nylander's up to an 88 now. Matthews, Marner, both 91, so insane first line. Janssen there's an 84 now, playing with Tavares and Kadri. I've actually got Kadri on the wing just because he's high enough rated. I think he should be a second liner. Patan there, playing with Brassard and Captain on the third line, I think is pretty solid. Patan's only an 80, but his offensive stats are pretty sick. Like 91 deking, his hands there, his shot, he's got a good speed. I think he's honestly really good offensively. And then finally here on the fourth line, we have Baptiste, Lindbergh, and Hyman. I feel is a solid fourth line. Definitely better than I expected us to have for forwards. Defense, though, like I said, we're lacking. So Riley now a 90. Relying on him huge here. Playing with Muzzin. DeMello and Dermott is the second pair. And then we have Lajoie and Borgman on the bottom pair. Goaltenders there. Anderson's our starter. Still an 89. And Subban backing him up. There's actually an 83 now. So really good backup at least, which is nice to see. Our first power play is the exact same, except Marner's down on the left and Tavares on the right. The second unit there, I think, is also not too bad. I'll show you guys the AHL team here. Pretty sick first line. Timashov, Bracco, Yurko. Hopefully they can tear it up. Second line there is not too bad. After that, it's a bit rougher. Defense here, we have Sandin and Liljegren actually as our top pair. Also are both 78. So basically it's between them both being bottom pair in the NHL or both being top pair in the AHL. I feel like getting more playtime in the AHL is probably better for them. There's a really good chance they become a 79 or 80 during the season, in which case I'll just call them up. The other AHL defenseman there, Nasson, does have top 4 potential. Goalie, Sparks still the starter there, AHL. Scott's backing him up now, 73, so not too bad of a goalie prospect. Also want to give you an updated look at the ratings. 96 offense, 91 defense, 93 goaltending. So hopefully it's good enough to go for another cup run. I think for sure we're in the playoffs, but I'm not sure if we're quite a Stanley Cup team. Obviously, we'll find out here. Get started with the sim. All we can do is hope for the best. We're in December right now, guys, and we just got an offer from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Want to give us Peterson a second and Aston Reese for Liljegren and Timashov. It's not a terrible offer. The thing is, I'm pretty sure it's too late to sign these guys, and that means we're just losing Liljegren and Timashov for nothing this year. Peterson, what is he? He went back up to an 81, but they're probably still going to have a tough time signing him next year, so not going to bother. We actually have a very similar record right there to the Penguins. Not doing quite as good as I hoped. It's only 22-7, or I guess we're 24-17-5 now. Hopefully, we can keep this up, maybe even play a little bit better. Again, I want to make sure we're in the playoffs at least. And we just got another trade off here, guys. So the Montreal Canadiens want to give us Suzuki and a 4th for Liljegren and a 7th. Curious to see what Suzuki's rating is at this point. It's a 76, so I mean, Liljegren's 2 overall higher. Plus, we have a decent amount of forwards. Probably don't need to do that. As you can see, they're about a couple weeks away now from the deadline. Tobias Ryder for a 4th. We'll take a look at how good he is. We do have a bit of cap space to work with, just because once the season starts, you send guys down to create some. 78, no potential. I feel like we can definitely make a better use of our cap space once we get to the deadline and guys are on the block. And we just got another big trade off here from the Rangers. Shattenkirk a 3rd and Bolesky for a 1st and Liljegren. That is a lot to give up for Shattenkirk, who's making 6.6, so I'm going to say no. We're a week away from the deadline now. Sandin for Peter. The same teams, like, you reject them, they keep coming back, which was a way to, like, say, just stop offering me that trade. So, like, as you can see, Suzuki there for Sandin now instead of Lojegren. Lose the Sharks. You want to see lost so much in January. Went on a 5-game losing streak, 1-2. Then OT lost the Red Wings, lost the Sharks. So, what do we have? 70 points right on at the deadline. Flyers there are killing it, 40-18-4. Curious to see where we are in the division. Ooh, okay, so 4 points out there of a top spot. Wild card, we're only 1 and 2 points behind. St. Louis, though, 66 games played. We have 3 games in hand, so should be able to at least make the playoffs. Marner there, almost point per game. We can still make 3 trades. We have a bit of cap space to work with. Definitely going to try and at least add a couple players to this team. All right, guys, so we're now trying to make a trade Detroit for Mike Green, offering up Borgman and a second-round pick. Borgman will just be scratched once we make this trade, so might as well include him. And then Mike Green there, 82 overall, right-hand defenseman, so perfect match on the second pair with Dermott. Not too expensive either. We'll see what they say. And trade's accepted, so there we go. Alright guys, next year trying to make another trade with the Islanders for Josh Hosang. Obviously, solid, young, skilled forward, 24 years old, 83 overall, low elite. Only making 2.3, offering up Haas. Medium top 4 potential with a 4th rounder 2021. Value's on our side. He's on the block. I feel like this should go through. And there we go. So just added some skill there to the offense. Probably done for the deadline. Probably going to hold on to the rest of our picks. The rest of our prospects for now. We still have our first rounder there just in case disaster happens. We miss. Don't want to miss out on like Alexis Lafreniere. And then obviously some late picks there. Hopefully can make something happen with. And check this out, guys. The New York Islanders just claimed Oscar Lindbergh off of waivers from us. So essentially you can add him to the trade. Hosang was originally in the AHL after that trade. So had to call him up. And Baptiste didn't have a high enough salary. Same with Patan. So I had to send him down, but honestly, it's still fine. We'll be fine. So after the trade deadline, guys, here's an update look at the team. First line hasn't changed. Second line is now Hosang, Tavares, and Janssen. Third is Brassard, Kadri back at center, and Kapanen. And then fourth there is Baptiste, Patan, and Hyman. I actually switched Patan to a center. He's got 77 faceoffs, so he'll be fine there. Defense, I think, looks a lot better now with Green and Dermott on that second pair. And then there's Wad DeMello as the new bottom pair. Goalies hasn't changed. Power play, the first one's the same. Second one I switched up a little bit. So hopefully I can start winning a few more games here. Definitely at least want to make the playoffs. So throughout the season, finished 43, 30, and 9. So pretty solid record, 95 points. We actually had a really good month of March. Good amount of wins there to hopefully make sure we make the playoffs. We'll find out here in a second. And yeah, we did make the playoffs. We actually got the 3rd division spot. Montreal, Boston, both wild cards there. Coming from the Atlantic. Mitch Marner, 75 points, 82 games. Leading scorer on the team, so no one hitting like that 80-point mark, unfortunately. But Tavares 68, same with Matthews. Hosang 57, probably did most of that with New York. Janssen 50 again. Nylander 50. Riley at almost 50. Kadri 44. Captain 38. So not too bad. I mean, again, like our depth scoring is pretty good. I feel like we probably don't have the most goals for in the league this season, but still not too bad. Goalies, Anderson, not quite as good a record this year. We did have a better save percentage there. 2.36 goals against. Subban, not a great record, or stats really, which is surprising. Like in 83 backups, a really high rated backup, so it's kind of weird. AHL team, Bracco there, 62 points, 73 games, not bad at all. Looks like the top line played pretty well. Yurko 55, Timashov 45, even Brooks there 41, so maybe he'll start going up a bit. So we'll actually check it out and see who led the entire league in scoring. I doubt Marner 75, even puts him on the first page. Actually, kind of close. So Sagan 91, then just a bunch of guys a little over 80. Kuznetsov 77. So yeah, Marner not too far off. He actually tied Patty Kane there in points. We'll check the standings now. I'm guessing maybe we're a top 10 team. 95 points. It's gonna be close. Philly 114. They crushed it. Buffalo, Nashville, Winnipeg. So what? 7 teams, 100 plus points. LA, big bounce back year for them. And we actually finished 10th exactly. Let's see any teams. Minnesota squeaks in at 17. And who finished last place? The New York Islanders, 66 points. So, I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there. What Lou Lamoriello, like, I mean, I guess that's good for us. You know, our old GM looks like we're doing better than him. And goals for here. What do we have? Let's see. We were 4th, actually. 231. So, yeah, Colorado, 250. I mean, they're just a force. And in the first round of the playoffs, we're up against the Florida Panthers. So here's a look at the team. Hoffman, Barkov, Vetrano is the first line. Dadonov, Trocheck, Huberdeau is the second. Honestly, the second line's kind of better than the first. They got Mammon, Borgstrom, and Malgin on the third. Sevior, Grant, Hunt fourth. Defense, Yandel, Ekblad, solid top pair. Dylan, Matheson, McCosh, and Englund. So Definitely have us beat there on D. Bobrovsky they signed for their goalie. There's a good chance it happens in real life. Luongo's backing him up, still playing at 41. I mean, our offense, I definitely like better. Goaltending, I mean, we have 89 Anderson, so I'd say that's about a bit of a wash. Both have good backups. This is going to be a tough first-round series, to be honest, though, with the Florida Panthers. So, we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, it can come away. They actually are the higher seed, but we beat them at home first game 6-2. Again, 4-1 the second game. Come on, 4-2 in the third. Come on, did we pull off the sweep? We do, 3-1 win there. So I was really worried about that Florida team. We actually were able to sweep them there in the first round. That's awesome. And the second round here, guys, we're up against the Buffalo Sabres. And look at this roster. They signed back Jeff Skinner, playing it with Eichel, Reinhart on the top line. Alex Nylander there with Braden Point. So let's see, what's he getting paid? 10.8. I think they had to go up 4 first-round picks for that. And to Zingle. So they went crazy in the offseason. Sherry, Middlestat, Wilson, Larson, Thompson, Maroon as well. So yeah, they signed like 4 forwards. That's insane. That's as good as 1-2 punches us. Eichel, Point, Matthews, Tavares. They got Skinner back. Got the Nylander brothers playing against each other. Dahlin and Ristolainen's an insane top pair. Montour, Bogosian, McCabe, Scandella. So D, they have a slight edge. Goaltending though, Hutton and 82. We have a much better goaltender. So hopefully Freddie Anderson here can carry us by the Buffalo Sabres. He is definitely like, you know, the big advantage for us in this series. Tavares there, 5 points through our first 4 playoff games. I think I saw too, Buffalo actually played 7 games in their first round. Also, our AHL team got swept in the first round, unfortunately, but what are you going to do? So Buffalo here, win the first game, and the second, there we go. Lose the third in OT, win the fourth. Have to win one of the last 3, and there we go. We actually beat them there in 6. 6-4. I mean, I'm surprised we took both games in Buffalo as well. So far through the playoffs, we're 8-2. And next year, we actually have the New Jersey Devils in the conference final. Not a team I thought would be here. Honestly, I forgot they made the playoffs. And Nylander must have had a big series there against Buffalo, playing against his brother. 14 points, 10 games. So we'll take a look now at the Devils lineup. I can't see it being much better than like what we're kind of aware of for the Devils. Like, I was looking at their team trying to make a trade. Didn't have a lot going for it. So Hall's 92 now. He's sick. Hischier 87. Palmieri drops off big time after that. Nosen an 80 on the second line. 83 Thornton. 81 Bratt. I mean, yeah, that offense, they have one line, it looks like. Defense, solid top. I mean, honestly, not bad defense, but really no number 1 defenseman like we have in Riley, who's a 90. So, I think it's about even there on D. Schneider got up to an 89. Wow, he bounced back big time. I believe he starts out at like an 82 or 83 with low elite potential. So, yeah, he had a big time comeback to get back to the 89. And they actually signed Kincaid back at 82, so that's kind of cool to see. But, yeah, so that means signing Kincaid back, they really have no changes other than signing Thornton, it looks like. So, offensively, like, we have so many more forwards that are going to be able to put the puck in the back of the net. Matchup, way better. Goaltending, I guess, is even, so somehow Kincaid's an 80, or sorry, Schneider's an 89. And defense is about even. So, here you go. We'll see what happens here. First, we get a win in OT. Second game's a win. Come on. Third game, 3-0 win. Let's go, Freddie. And fourth game is a 3-2 OT win. So we're moving on to Stanley Cup Final. We play the LA Kings, who finished, second last in the NHL in real life this year. We're 12-2 through the playoffs. Kings are 12-4, so they're also playing very, very well. I'll take a look at their lineup next. Matthews, 18 points through 14 games. He's tearing it up right now, these playoffs. So right here, guys, is the LA Kings Stanley Cup Final roster. I can't believe they made it through the West. Toffoli, Kopitar, Kovalchuk's their first line. Kovalchuk's gone down to an 84. I think Kopitar's gone down 1 or 2. I believe he was a 90 or 91. So Sherbak here's an 82, so he's actually grown quite a bit for them. Carter's down to an 82. Campy there, 83. Really glad, like I said, we did not make that Carter trade. I mean, look at their second line compared to ours. Like, it's not even close. The bottom 6, again, our third line's so much better. Fourth line is actually about the same. Our top line, though, like, is insanely better. Like, it's not even close. Defense, they have Doughty, who's an absolute beast right now, 93. Riley's almost as good as him, and then after that, I think it's honestly pretty fair. Like, they don't have a lot of depth either. Quick and Net, 89, the exact same as Freddie. Our backup's better in Subban than Campbell. Again, they're forwards. Like, our first line's so much better. I think every single line we match up better than them. Even the fourth line, I believe, our fourth line is still better. So, hopefully, the fact that the defense and goaltending is equal, but our forwards are so much better, they can just, you know, be the difference maker here in the Stanley Cup Final. Toronto, LA. Like, this is a pretty sick series. I'm surprised they're back here, but anything can happen. Stanley Cup final, 12-2 so far through the playoffs. Let's get this Stanley Cup. First game, first period. And Morgan Riley there gets the first goal of the Stanley Cup final. Tavares to Foley in the second. And there we go. We get 2 goals, Green and Janssen there in the third. So 4-1 win. First game. That was in LA as well. So the boys didn't do too much partying, I don't think, in LA. So moving on to the second game now. If we can take both first 2 games in LA, that'd be huge. Obviously, coming back to Toronto, chance to just sweep this series. So, game number 2 now. First period, 1-1. Campy and Green. Second period, nothing. Third period, oh wow, they went off on us. Doughty, Sherbak, Iafallo. Matthews did get 1, unfortunately. Still fall there, 4-2. I think we actually outshot them there. I kind of clicked away too fast, but we had 32 shots, and I think they only had 20-something. So, game number 3 now. Obviously, heading back to Toronto, I mean, I could only imagine how crazy it'd be in Toronto if they actually get back to a Stanley Cup final, looking at how the Raps have been doing. So, first period, game 3, Baptiste there, fourth line gets it done. Second period, nothing. And third period, there we go, Lajoie. That looked like it's late in the third, so probably an empty netter. And we take the 2-0 win there. So, Freddie gets the shutout, up 2-1 this series. Love to see that. Hopefully, we can take back-to-back games here in Toronto. 3-1 series lead. With 3 games to go, that'd be a great position for us to be in. Game number 4. Hopefully, we can keep rolling here. First period, get a goal there from Kadri. Second period, 2 more. Hyman and Matthews, come on. Third period, they get 1, but it's not enough. Janssen as well from the far corner. 4-1 win there. So we are 1 game away from a Stanley Cup final for the Toronto Maple Leafs. How awesome would that be? Chance to win it in LA. Honestly, I don't care where we win it. I just want to win it. So here we go, game number 5. First period, let's go. No score. Second period, we get 1 solo goal there from Riley. So we're just going to continue the sim here. Hope for the best. Turn this thing up 8 times. Power play, good chance. Nothing. Looks like we're slightly leading in shots about halfway through third period here. 1-0 lead though, anything can happen. This is a very close game. 8 minutes to go, 6.5. Oh my, we're leading by a bit. Tight game. Oh no. I was going to intervene, and they tie it up in OT. So, oh no, I don't know what to do, because, okay, let's see. Let's let this period finish. It's 20-minute period, so this goes to OT. We would have to, watch it for so long. It's going to go to OT. We're simming the period. Hopefully, it's a Stanley Cup. Here we go. And there we go. Kadri with the OT winner wins us the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, couldn't see the Stanley Cup celebration. Like I said, we would have been waiting there for a literal 15-20 minutes. It just seems insane. But Toronto Maple Leafs finally get a first Stanley Cup there in 50 years, and Kadri is the hero. 16-3 through the playoffs. That is awesome. And this has to piss off LA fans. Lose a Stanley Cup, and then your rival there, Anaheim Ducks, pick first overall. They're going to get Alexis Lafreniere. We don't care, though. We win the Stanley Cup. I'm also glad, too. I don't have to tweet out that I'm a Maple Leafs fan now or anything like that. So I'll continue simming here, get to the draft. Also, of course, before that, I'll show you guys the awards. I'm still pretty pumped here. We actually able to win the Stanley Cup. We haven't won the Cup, I don't think, in the past few Cup or bust. Matthews went off there in the playoffs. 21 points, 19 games. Let's actually see how all the other guys did. I'd love to see, the captain coming through over a point per game. Tavares as well with 20, Marner 19, Nylander 18. So all of the big guys, that we needed to play well did. Looks like they got some pretty good depth scoring as well. Let's see, goaltending here from Anderson, 16, 2-1. That's an insane record. 3 shutouts, .938, 1.79. I feel like he probably got the Conn Smythe. That record's insane. Matthews played well, but Anderson's numbers there were just ridiculous. Take a look here at LA's kind of road to the Cup. Swept the Vegas Golden Knights. Best of 7 there with Flames, or sorry, in 7 with the Calgary Flames. Beat the Avs in 5, and then of course lost to us in 5. And then you can see ours, pretty dominant. We lost 3 games the entire playoffs. Not too bad. Take a look now at the awards. So there you go. Maple Leafs are Stanley Cup champions. We also, of course, won the Prince of Wales. Tyler Seguin won the Art Ross and the Hart. Carlson, James Norris. Seguin also gets Lady Byng. Tolvanen and Calder. Conn Smythe did go to Anderson. Carter Hart there at the Vezina. He grows insane in this game. You also got the William Jennings. Lindholm with the Bill Masterson. McDavid with the Selke. He sometimes wins that. Seguin with the Ted Lindsay. And then Taylor Hall there actually on Maurice Richard. Didn't even realize that. So that's probably why he went up in rating, just scored so many goals. So AHL, we did not win the Calder. We got swept in the first round. Did we win our division, though? We had a decent record. We did not. Player awards, Ambul, most points. Not sure who that is. He also got MVP. Maybe he was one of those, like, 80 overall, high 70s or whatever, created players last draft. Put Coles in most goals. He also got outstanding rookie there. Milosh got best defenseman. Forsberg, best goalie. Is that back-to-back years? It is. Lindgren, MVP. Ambul, like, death, whatever award. This guy... Not even going to try and pronounce his name. Community involvement. Forsberg also again, back-to-back. Lowest goals again. So, we got Stanley Cup. Freddie got the Conn Smythe. Cannot be too upset. I apologize we didn't get to watch the Stanley Cup celebration. But, again, there's a chance it could have went like triple OT. I'd been sitting here for an hour. Just a bit too much. So, hopefully we can win it again in the third year here. And we'll actually get to watch it. I'm surprised. Like, this team I don't think was as good as last year's team. And next year's team might be worse, might be better. Let's see what happens. So taking a look at the draft class here, guys. Lafreniere, of course, going first overall. You got Byfield. Looks like a couple made-up players there that are Swedish. So in terms of medium elites, there's actually quite a bit there. And I just noticed this Malkin guy here. He's made up. I guess he's like the next Evgeny Malkin. Guaranteed medium elite going 30th overall. So we'll actually be able to get him with our first-round pick. Or it'll be super close. We might have to trade up a couple. Look at all the gems here, too. Now, the potentials on them isn't the greatest. But still, our scouts did quite well, I'd say. So right now, guys, to ensure we get that medium elite guy, offering the Flyers our 31st overall pick with a 6th rounder for 27th. Moving up 4 spots, probably going to cost more than a 6th. Yeah, I figured that. I'm willing to go like a 4th, even though there are a ton of like good depth guys, apparently. Hopefully, we just get them with our 6th rounder. Let's see what they say. Rejected. Are you kidding me? Okay, we'll do next year's 3rd. Other than that, though, like to move up 4 spots seems a bit ridiculous. Okay, they do say yes, so we know we're getting a medium elite guy, or at least we should be, so I think in that case it's worth it. Does cost a trade, though. Hopefully he's there. It was Malkin. He didn't just get picked, so he is still there. There we go. Not sure what the rating's going to be, but either way, way more valuable than that pick. 65 out of the draft, medium elite. I think that's a great pick at 27. We'll go check the top of this draft as well. So, Lafreniere, yeah, it does go to the Ducks. Byfield there. Renberg made up, 80 medium elite. Eriksson. Holtz there, then you got Lundell, Raymond, Gooley, Foodie, Drysdale. So Chicago kind of messed up. Rossi, Gunler. For some reason, too, where is he? Our Baron kind of dropped to 15. Wow. Went after a lot of the high top 6. And the Perfetti as well always goes to like 17. But 76 out of the draft, medium elite. Like, that's really, really good. This Lamb guy's made up. 78 medium elite. So, pretty stacked draft so far. And check this out, guys. The player that was just drafted by LA is Drake. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. So, last pick in the 3rd round. Let's see if any of our gems are still here. We know there was a bunch. And we still have 1. Guaranteed low elite. 140, though. So, 3rd rounder. Our next pick's the 6th round. So, we're going to go through, what, 90 picks? So, 180. We actually probably have to take him right now, which is kind of insane. So, I guess we do, unless there's somebody... with better potential that's guaranteed. And no, yeah, they're all just low elite. So take this gem here. Hopefully a decent rating. And he's only a 48 overall to the draft, but he's a gem, so he should grow. Our next pick here, guys, is actually in the 4th round. I forgot we didn't trade our 4th rounder this year. We traded the 3rd rounder next year. Starting goaltender. That's a good pick. I'm going to make that pick every time. It sucks. I hate how when you pick last, you have to go back to check the rating. And he's a 63, so that's actually, for a goalie, pretty solid. Goalies are usually quite low rated. So far, really liking this draft, to be honest. Sort by potential at this point. We're so late in the draft. A couple fringe starters. Medium top 6. Or, actually, I know what he is. I think he's medium top 9 or something like that. Let's check here. I recognize his face. And... he's medium bottom 6. Never mind. I must have thought he was somebody else. So last pick here, pick number 9, 7th round. Hopefully, I mean fringe starter goalie. Honestly, that's gonna be rest value. So we'll just take him there. Holloway, 48 overall is not great, but at least he's got decent potential. And we're not the re-sign phase here. Shouldn't be quite as hard as it was last summer, although we still have a lot of guys here to bring back. You can see Jake Muzzin does not want to come back, which basically means he's not gonna be able to come back because we only have so much money and. When they don't want to resign, they get even more difficult. Janssen, though, does. Let's see here. 4.7 for 5 years. What do you go to, for 1 year? It's still 4.7. So I'm probably just going to qualify him for now until we kind of figure it out. Looking at forwards, what is he, our 6th best there. Hosang I'd like to bring back. I think he played well for us. 4.7 as well. 3.4 though for 1 year. That's pretty fair. What do we have for money? 15 million. Brassard doesn't want to come back, so we'll release him. Plus he's getting up there in age. Kapanen does. Kapanen should be relatively cheap. He's an 81. 1.8 for 3 years. It's a really good deal. I like the 2-year deal though a little bit better. 1.5 for 2 years. I think that's pretty good for Kapanen. Also, Timashov here is actually up to a 79 now, so he'll be a 4th liner for us for sure. We'll just do, I think, 1 year, 1 million. I think that's fair. You got Bracco's a 79, same with Matan. So that's actually our 4th line, I think. Timashov, Bracco, Matan. I think that might have been like our AHL first line at one point. Bracco wants 2.2. That's not going to happen unless he like grows a bunch over the summer, which he definitely could, but we only need him for 1 more year anyway. So we'll give him 1.1 there. I think those are our top 12 forwards. So Baptiste, not going to give anything more than $1 million to. So like 900K. We'll see what he says to that. I'm looking at defense now, guys. As you can see, like no one signed. Muzzin doesn't want to come back, which is fine. Dermott there does want to resign. Would love to keep him. And he wants 3.3 for 4 years, which I think is really fair, but 2 years, 2.5. If he takes 2 years, 2.25, like that'd be pretty awesome, I think. So we'll see if he'll say yes to that. Green doesn't want to come back. That's fine. He was a rental. DeMello doesn't want to come back. That's fine. We're going to have both Liljegren and Sandin jumping up next year. Lajoie, even if he doesn't grow, he's cheap at 700K. Decent bottom pair. Hopefully these two grow a bunch. We still need at least 1 more, if not 2 more defensemen, though. And then goalies, Freddy's 1 year left there at 5 million. Subban wants to come back, so does Sparks. I think I'd rather Scott be the AHL starter, though, so let go of Sparks there. See how much Subban wants. 1.6, 1.5. We'll offer him, like, I mean, he didn't really play that great. He could keep getting better. We'll offer 1.35. That's probably the max for him. So I just said in the first day, guys, Gauthier accepts our offer. Same with Kapanen. Dermott as well, which is awesome. Subban rejected. Impact NHL roster more. Okay, might lose him there. Jordan Subban, those accepts. I totally forgot we had both. Baptiste rejects. Maybe you have to give him like an extra 100K. Brooks. Timashov rejects. Bracco accepts. He rejects. Wants to test free agency. Dude, you're a 70 overall AHL goalie. So I just wanted to do that to kind of get a better idea how much money we have to work with. So 13 million. I think we can bring back both Janssen and Hosang. And still have a little bit of money to get a defenseman. So 4.7 though for him. It's so expensive. It doesn't get any cheaper either for like less years. Let's see if he does like 4.25 for 5 years. I feel like that's pretty fair. He is an 84. He'll probably get an offer too if he goes to free agency. And then Hosang, the 1 year I think is what we're going to have to do. He wants 3.4. Maybe do 3.25. Or we'll probably get him cheaper. Like let's try 3.15 for 1 year. See what he says. So Janssen actually rejects our offer. Hosang though accepted, which is awesome. Same with Timashov. I offered him like an extra 50K, I think, literally. Baptiste just qualified. And we're at the free agency period here, guys. Janssen still hasn't accepted, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him. Petrangelo is available. That would be insane. 5.8 million. Him and Riley on the top pair. We don't really need a lot of depth after that. Dermott and the other guys will be fine. And we actually could 10.3. Like we could make it work. Him and Janssen. It's gonna be close, especially because we have to get a backup goalie still. Like it'll be really close, but we could do it. Brody's there as well. Gustafson, Nick Backstrom. What the heck? 87 overall. Only wants 4.6 million. I'm just gonna go after him. Screw Janssen. I don't care if he's old or whatever. It's still Nick Backstrom. His hands are insane. And we'll let a team give us like a first-round pick or something for Janssen. That seems to be the way to go here. Muzzin only wants 3.5. I mean, I would have kept him for that much. That's really cheap for an 85, but he didn't want to come back for whatever reason. So, alright, kind of weird here. So Petrangelo we're going to go after hard. 5.8, we're going to offer him 6.5 for 6 years. He should stay relatively good for that time. Shouldn't ruin the lease too much, in the future, which would give us still 4 million, or plus you're replacing $1 million player. So I think we can actually do 5 million here on Backstrom. 7 years though, so he's 39. That's why he's asking for so cheap. give him like, I wonder what teams would give him this deal. We'll give him 4.85 for 7 years. No other teams interested. We'll see what they say. Once we get those guys, we'll worry about getting a backup goalie. Also, guys, just made offers on a bunch of two-way players. So the first 5 here are all like 20 years old, high 60s, medium top 9, the usual. Lehkonen actually do UFA, 24.77, and then Simon as well, 25.78. Like, those guys aren't too bad. We don't really need them right now for the NHL team, but they could definitely help out the AHL team, or maybe if they randomly grow during the summer, could make an AHL spot on that 4th line. We also need an AHL backup, so we're going to sign Alexis Gravel here, 20.67. Nothing crazy, but we need a guy to be the AHL backup. So now we're just waiting to hear from Backstrom and Pietrangelo. Hopefully they say yes to us. And then really all we have to worry about for next season is a backup goalie. Somehow getting one really cheap. McShane accepts. Gravel accepts. There we go. So all the top 9 guys. Pietrangelo is the big one I really want. Him and Riley would be sick. And there you go. Ottawa's offering Janssen $6 million for 6 years. I think my biggest offer to him was 4.5, and he was asking for 4.7. He still said no. First and a 3rd round pick. I mean, we can use that 1st round pick to make a big trade. I'm going to remind me in 6 days in case we get Backstrom. Lehkonen says yes. Simon says yes. Hillis. Come on. Pietrangelo, there we go. That's a huge signing. Him and Riley, that is a legit top pair. Like, they're both #1 D-men. Backstrom rejects, though. Roster's full. Otherwise, I think he would have said yes. Okay, so we actually have to go make a trade now just to clear up roster spots. All right, guys, trying to make a small trade here with the Sharks. McGregor and Yurko, not really going to matter for a 4th rounder just to clear up that roster spots. We're at 46 of 50, but I think Janssen's still technically on the roster, which kind of screwed Backstrom. So whatever, we'll just do this. We should have an extra trade. And rejected. I mean, I guess Yurko's probably not worth a 4th rounder. What about... we need this to go through. What about a 6th rounder? And there we go. And so now, guys, we're trying to re-sign Backstrom, but all we can offer is 4.4 as the way it works, even though, like, he'd be replacing $1 million player, so really we could offer 5.4, but whatever. He might say yes to that. It's pretty close to, like, what he's looking for. Another team is interested as of now. Definitely going to take the 1st rounder and the 3rd rounder for Janssen once that pops back up, which should be like any day now. And so yeah, there it is. We're going to take the 1st and the 3rd from Ottawa for Janssen. I was hoping to keep him, but honestly, the 1st and the 3rd is too good to pass up anyways. And Nick Backstrom, there we go, accepts the offer. So we got an 87 overall playmaker, similar to Janssen, or I guess Janssen's a sniper, but still. We got an 87 overall player for $2 million less. I feel like that's the better deal. Plus, we got a 1st and a 3rd. Like, I think it's a no-brainer now. Alright, guys, so Winnipeg just made us a really good offer, actually. They want Sandin and a 2nd-round pick for Niku, Brossoit, and a 4th. Now, we need a backup goalie. Brossoit is unsigned, but if we're able to hold on to him until the beginning of the year, we can get him signed. Same goes for Niku, who usually you can get for about $2 million if no one makes an offer. And I think he's like, what, 82? So him and Dermott, 2nd pair is solid. Brossoit is also an 82. Now, Sandin, I would like to keep. I actually planned on him playing for us, but, I mean, if he gets this done, or we could even potentially just replace him with a 1st-round pick. Alright, guys, so my counter to Winnipeg, which unfortunately is going to count as a trade, but whatever. This helps us out so much. Like, defense is still lacking, especially if those guys don't grow. Need a backup goalie. Is 1st and 2nd this year. We still have Ottawa's 1st, so could win, like, you know, the lottery. Holloway there, unsigned, fringe starter potential goalie. Alexandrov, medium top 9, unsigned. Value looks pretty equal. We'll see what they say. And trade's accepted. So hopefully no one makes an offer on either of those guys. We can get them locked up cheap when the fall rolls around. And not even a week later, Niku just got an offer sheet from the Rangers for $4.6 million for 4 years. But we get a 1st and a 3rd back. And we gave up a 1st and a 2nd for him along with Brossoit. So take the compensation. Hopefully the Rangers 1st is higher than our 1st. It's not the end of the world. Like, we still have Sandin Liljegren, who I think could grow into at least 80s. We'll see. Brossoit, hopefully no one makes an offer on, because we do really need a backup goalie. He's kind of our only hope right now. And another offer sheet just came in. Minnesota's giving Baptiste $1.2 million. We won't get any picks. Baptiste is 78. He's giving me the AHL anyway, so that's not a huge loss. So around the fall, I was able to move around some guys. So we now have $2.5 million in cap space. And Brossoit here only wants $825K, so that's perfect for him. So going into the final season, guys, our team status is champion again. Hopefully coming back-to-back cups here. I have made a few tweaks to the roster, so just going top-heavy, Tavares, Matthews, Marner, all 391s on that 1st line. Hopefully they tear it up. Hosang, Backstrom, and Nylander's the second line. We got Kapanen, Kadri, and Bracco on the third, with Hyman, Patan, and Timashov on the fourth. So looking pretty good there, the forward group. Defense, we have Riley, Pietrangelo in the top pair, Sandin and Dermott with Lajoie and Liljegren. And then goalie, of course, still Freddie Anderson starting with Brossoit backing him up. Also want to give you guys a quick look at the power plays. The first unit has not changed for like all 3 years. Second unit, though, is pretty much brand new, and I think it looks pretty good. AHL team, quick look. Not a bad first line. Lehkonen, Simon, Gagne, all 78. So if we make a trade, have to call one up, we can do that. The rest are all like low 70s. Defense also doesn't look too bad either. I think Scott's like a 78 now. So he's also coming up. Probably could be like a backup next year if we kept going. So team looks really good. We'll start the sim here and, get on that road to back-to-back cups. I just got a decent offer here, guys, from the Bruins. Sailing a third and a fourth for their second and Moore. If Moore is still like an 82, that would definitely help us out. Like, he'd be immediately top 4 defenseman. He's an 80, though, so that's basically bottom pair. I feel like we can get better for those assets later on. And this is kind of cool, guys. The Minnesota Wild are offering us Muzzin back, along with Forbert, who they must have got from LA. For Scott, a first rounder and a third rounder. I feel like New York, though, like, that first round pick's probably worth a lot for this trade to happen. No idea where New York is in the standings, but actually, no, it's Ottawa's pick that's worth quite a bit. New York's isn't worth that much, really. Muzzin, 3.5 for 5 years. He's still 85. He is still 85. Like, that's a big boost to this team. Forbert's an 80. He's like a bottom pair. Bringing in $5 million. I'm not sure how that works salary-wise. I feel like we're going to be dropping guys down and it's not going to work. So I'm going to say no just because I'm scared it would screw up the cap space. So maybe I'll revisit Muzzin at the deadline. Just got another trade off here from the Ducks. Want to give us Fowler for a first and Brossoit, but Fowler's making a lot of money based on his rating. Unless he's gone a lot up, which, yeah, he's 84, 6.5. That's expensive. And we're now at the deadline here with a record of 39, 20, and 3, so playing pretty good hockey. What is that, like 81 points, I think, at the deadline, if my math's right. And it is. And Buffalo's even better than us, 2 points ahead. Tavares there. Look at that. 69 points, 62 games. Nice. So that first line's playing really well, like over a point per game. Cannot be upset. We can still make 2 more trades here. Love to add a defenseman. I think our offense is fine, so maybe even 2 defensemen. And we have a lot of pieces, draft picks, prospects. We'll see what's out there. All right, guys, so right now I'm actually going to Minnesota to get Jake Muzzin back on the team. 5 years left there at $3.5 million, 85 overall. We won a cup with him. Offering Nasson here, who's not too bad, 22.76, medium top 4. Lajoie will just be scratched, so it's like whatever. First rounder from the Rangers. It's a bit of money. Actually, you know what? Screw that, because like that pick could be a lottery pick where we know for sure, like, or we can't trade a 2022 first because it's a couple bucks. Never mind. So yeah, we'll just do that. See what they say. And they do say yes. So there we go. Muzzin's back on the team. We're pretty stacked now. Like, defensively, like, can't really do much more. Forwards were pretty good. I think probably we're just honestly gonna run with this team. We do have like the Ottawa pick, which we could trade, but I'm really hoping we win the lottery with it. So I kind of want to hold on to it. Bunch of picks behind it. Also, too, we have that medium elite guy we drafted late, but kind of want to hold on to him too. He's already a 75 now at 19 years old, so he's kind of sick. We'd like to just hold on to him for the franchise, pretend, they keep him and he becomes a big part of it. So I think the team's good. We also don't really have a lot of cap space. Hopefully we can make something happen. And you know what, guys? Actually, I'm going to try one last trade here. I doubt it goes through, but I'm going to offer them our 2 best trade pieces. Malkin there in our first rounder, the Ottawa pick, which could be a lottery pick, along with Hyman for Alexis Lafreniere. If we get him, that'd be insane. He's only an 83. Usually the franchise guys grow a lot more than that, but maybe playing on Anaheim, I don't know. It's definitely worth it for Lafreniere. Even if that pick, honestly, is first overall, it's still worth it, I think, for Lafreniere. The value is way on our side. See what the Ducks say. Trade rejected. Okay, never mind. And after the trade deadline, guys, obviously no changes to the forward group. Just on defense, we now have Muzzin and Dermott as the second pair, and Liljegren and Sandin on the bottom pair. So obviously kind of rounds out a bit better. I think 2 Muzzins on the second power play unit. So I'll see how this does. Obviously, team is already playing well. Hopefully, Muzzin being back, play even better. And we're out there this season, finished the record of 50, 27, and 5. So 105 points. Pretty good year, I'd say. I'll see where we finish in the division. Second place, actually, behind Buffalo. Tavares, though, over a point per game, 86 points. That is awesome to see. Hopefully, Matthews and Marner potentially are also all above point per game. Marner 75, Matthews 68. So wow, Tavares went off this year. Let's see, Nylander 59, Riley 53, Kadri almost 50, Bracco 44, so he'll probably go up in rating. Backstrom only 41, down to 85. That's okay. Let's see, how did Freddie do this year? Pretty good record, .926, 2.16 goals against. For regular season, that's actually really good. Quick look here at the AHL team. Simon 56, Lehkonen 53. I mean, those guys are basically NHL players, so they should be tearing up the AHL. We'll take a look here too, see where Tavares finished. And he finished 5th in scoring, so not too bad. Scheifele actually 97, not bad at all for him. Laine, Kane, Hall, Kyle Connor, so that entire Winnipeg first line was just insane. I was hoping that would be kind of our first line, like 391s, but whatever. So curious too to see where he finished in the league. Maybe another year where the Atlantic's 1st and 2nd in the league. And no, we're 1st and 3rd in the league though. Dallas there, 2nd place. Let's see. Okay, so the top 16 teams are all playoff teams, I should say. And last is Montreal, 68. Ottawa did miss, so have a lottery pick there. Did Rangers make it in? The Rangers did make it, so at least that first round pick we traded for the Rangers is not a lottery pick. That's good. And our first round matchup, guys, was the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their team's pretty similar to the last time we matched up. Australia's now on the 3rd line. Kachuk's made the team. They got Boyd there as well. Defense, they've added Gudas, Masson, as well as DeMello. Goalies, Vasilevsky still the starter. They actually have Dell now as the backup, so that's a bit of an upgrade. Looking through, though, I think our team should still be better. Like, they have Stammer and Kucherov, but they have Palau on that line, whereas we have Tavares, Matthews, and Marner, which is kind of unreal. Defense, they have some good defensemen, too. So, it'll be a good series. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we got our cup, so whatever happens, happens. First game, there's a loss at home. It's a close one, 2-1. Come back with a win, 3-1 there. So game 3, losing Tampa. Game 4, come on, tie it up. There we go, big 4-3 OT win. Game number 5, heading back to Toronto, lose it. So we have to win the next 2. And unfortunately, get knocked out there. First round by the Lightning. But good news is we won the Stanley Cup in the 2nd year. So, I mean, I'm happy. And check this out, guys. Draft results are in, and LA's picking 1st overall. So back-to-back Cali teams. They go from Stanley Cup final last year, 1st overall this year. LA is certainly a strange team. So season's over now. I'll show you guys the awards, who won the cup, all that stuff. I'm glad we got ours last year because obviously first round exit to Tampa wasn't nice. And the Buffalo Sabres actually won the Stanley Cup. One of our rivals, Tavares there, 8.6 games. So he definitely did his part there. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it done for him. I'll take a look at the playoff tree, see who Buffalo went through. So they beat the Rangers actually in 6 games. Lightning in 5, Penguins in 7, then swept the Blackhawks. That'd been kind of cool. Kane playing his hometown team there. Unfortunately for him, though, did not go so well. Chicago didn't even win a single game. So team awards, you already know all of those. I forgot too that they actually won the President's Trophy, so big year for Buffalo. Player awards, we know Scheifele got the Art Ross. He also won the Hart. Quinn Hughes, James Norris, good for him. Kane gets the Lady Bing. Lafreniere with the Calder, makes sense. Hutton Conn Smythe. Wonder if he went up in rating or not. Hart back-to-back Vezinas. Geez, just going to tear the league up. Hutton, though, actually got the William Jennings. That top D pair probably of Dahlin, Ristolainen helped out. Gudas got the Bill Masterson. Duran actually with the Selke. That's pretty interesting. He's more of a playmaker. I didn't think he was more of a defensive guy. Scheifele, Ted Lindsay. And then Laine there, Maurice Richard. I totally forgot to check goals, but makes sense seeing as Scheifele had so many points. AHL, Lavelle there wins it. Back-to-back years, actually. I don't think we won anything ever for AHL team. Maybe one player award. There's our guy. Dur Argu Chensev, I think is how you say his name. Most points this year. We traded him, but I still stand by that trade. He also won the MVP. Matthew Boldy there, most goals. He also got outstanding rookie. So he just broke into the AHL. That's so weird. Halverson, best goalie. Lindgren, MVP of the playoffs. Boldy also got sportsmanship. Brisebois, community involvement. Hutchinson there, lowest goals against. I mean, cover bust. It's all about winning that Stanley Cup, which we did, so cannot be too upset. I want to check right now how many points what's his name had on Bridgeport, because I mean, I'm still happy with the trade. Like I said, we got Anders Lee, and he helped bring us to at least the conference final there in that first year. 71 points for the kid, geez, in 76 games, 78 overall. Doesn't even have, he's got a powerful shot, but his hands aren't very great. I don't know, it seems so random, but Anyways, like I said, guys, we are Stanley Cup in the second year. Cannot be too upset. Don't have to put that tweet out. And, like I said, we finally returned to Stanley Cup to Toronto 50 years later, whatever it is. So hopefully Toronto fans are happy with me. If you guys did enjoy this video, leave that thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure to do that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.